Inequality, injustice, and discrimination have racked our country since the beginning. These things have crippled society, made equality unequal, and a just society unjust. However, there have also always been those who are strong enough to stand against them, to fight back. Those fighting for what is right, fighting for equality. Achieving true equality comes in bits and pieces. It takes many people focusing on many different facets of discrimination to ever amount to anything. For example, Elizabeth Cady Stanton focused on eliminating discrimination for women, and Martin Luther King Jr. focused on a more harmonious future for people of different races. Every civil rights leader usually focuses on one thing, and that one thing that Harvey Milk focused on was gay rights. Harvey Milk, born in New York, came to the Castro district of San Francisco and opened a camera store with his partner Scott Smith. After a short time living in the Castro district and realizing that what the government was doing was not necessarily what was in the best interest of the city, decided to run for city supervisor. Milk had a penchant for strongly worded, passionate speeches, and it was these speeches that won him a large portion of the votes in San Francisco, especially in the Castro district and other liberal neighborhoods. After many long, difficult campaigns, Milk began to win respect as a serious candidate who was willing to fight to the end to see that wrongs were righted, especially in the way of gay rights. At that time, people who were gay were being persecuted, and Milk thought that it was time to right this by taking an active stance in his city's government. The mayor, George Moscone, appointed Milk to the Board of Permit Appeals in 1976. This made Milk the first openly gay city commissioner in the entirety of the United States. Harvey Milk went on to run for California State Assembly, and after a difficult campaign was elected. Along with the task of steering humanity towards a course of unprejudiced living that civil rights leaders face, comes the need to be strong in the face of dangers that accompany it. His increasing importance in gaining gays their rights marked Milk as a target for assassination, and he was receiving more and more violent death threats. Harvey Milk always stood in the way of people in his quest to do the right thing. He fought bravely for what he believed in, and would change his vote from what someone he usually voted with believed in, if he truly believed it was not right. Harvey Milk disagreed with Dan White on a number of issues, and for voting the way he thought was right, for trying to make California a better place, he caused Dan White to lose many bills he wanted passed. It was because of this, and because of Dan White's intolerance, that Harvey Milk was killed. Dan White, a fellow member of the California State Assembly and someone with whom Milk had worked closely with, shot Harvey Milk 5 times in his own office. While Dan White pled temporary insanity using the Twinkie defense, blaming the murders on his recent diet of junk food, mass funeral processions were held for Harvey Milk and all that he did. The streets of San Francisco were lined with people of all kinds, holding candles in remembrance of him. Harvey Milk was willing to take death threats in order to pursue what was right. He died for what he believed in and for what he was fighting for. He died striving for equality, for a better, more peaceful world. Harvey Milk will forever be remembered for all that he did and all of the lines he crossed in his effort to make the world more equal.